All right, Ben, it's the beginning of the month, so you know what time it is. It is time for your team of the month, and let's start at catcher. Who you got?
I always love team of the month because normally it's team of the week.
Yeah.
But the first one, it's like, you know what? Let's just celebrate the players that did it the best for an entire month. And a catcher who did it the best was Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy hit .330 on the month, 5 homers, 17 RBIs. He's the only catcher in all of baseball in the month of August that had more than 30 hits and more than 10 extra base hits. Pretty good, if you ask me.
Pretty good. All right, let's move over to first base. Who you got?
First base, Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt has been on here a lot. So it's normally team of the week.
Yeah.
So he's been on team of the week probably more than anybody else this year, which is probably why he's going to win the MVP award in the National League. He is back here. August was another great month for him. .343 on the month, 9 home runs, 27 RBIs, and a 1.115 OPS. And that is good enough to easily get him at first base on my team of the month.
All right, second base, Jeff McNeil.
Second base is Jeff McNeil. Played with Jeff McNeil. Love that guy. Friend of the pod, by the way. A great month. .385 on the month. .385. That's ridiculous. 13 doubles, 11 RBIs. The flying squirrel, they call him. He is a vital part to this Mets team. When you look at the Mets, they're really good for a lot of reasons. But as Alex mentioned earlier, kind of talking about chemistry with a team and having that guy in a locker room, Jeff McNeil is a guy that just brings a lot of energy, a lot of chemistry, plays the game hard, and obviously in the month of August, he had a fantastic month. I have him at second base.
I love it. Who you got at third base?
Over at third base, Alex Bregman. Bregman killed it. And this kind of feels like the month where you just kept feeling like, when is Alex Bregman going to break out this year? He was kind of showing flashes throughout the year. But in August, .362, 7 home runs, 22 RBIs, a 1.133 OPS. Alex Bregman has broken out. And it couldn't have come at really a better time. All you really want is a team to get into the playoffs and to have your players heating up as you're propelling towards the playoffs. Alex Bregman is bringing a lot to the team, as I feel like we're just getting heated up as we head towards October, you know? Like, we've added you, you're rolling, we're rolling, Alex Bregman is rolling. So he had a great month of August.
And let's roll right over to shortstop Francisco Lindor.
Yes, shortstop Francisco Lindor, Mr. Smile, because just look at the smile. It's just great. Smile. .286 on the month, 4 homers, 15 RBIs, some stolen bases, great defense. I'm so excited to see Francisco Lindor have such a good year because of last year. It was just a struggle in his first year in New York. And whenever somebody goes to New York and struggles, they just get roasted. And I don't like that because I like being nice to people. Francisco Lindor had a great month of August, and he is my shortstop on Team of the Month.
All right, let's move it to the outfield. You've got an all-star lineup out here, starting with Mookie Betts.
The outfield this month is a fantastic one, and I don't see how you can do much better than starting off with Mookie. Now, as I always clarify, do not yell if an outfielder's in a different position. It's just 3 outfielders, regardless of their specific position, and Mookie Betts is certainly one of those 3. .330 on the month, 9 home runs, 18 RBIs, and a 1.081 OPS. If you hear OPS and you don't exactly know what it means, just know if anybody is close to a 1,000 OPS, they've done something very impressive. And Mookie Betts was over that for the month of August. He's my first outfielder.
Your second outfielder, chasing a little history right now. Just a little bit. Aaron Judge.
Heard of him?
Heard of him?
And heard of the history he's chasing.
Just a little bit.
Roger Maris, 61 home runs, the all-time New York Yankees single-season record, and behind Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds is the only one that had more than that, and obviously the 73. Aaron Judge is chasing that. Maybe not chasing Barry Bonds at this point in the year, but he is now at 53 homers, hit his 53rd on Sunday, 289, 9 homers on the month, 22 RBIs, a 1.091 OPS, and just continues to track down history. I think he gets it done. We're at 53 with what? A month to play. He needs 9. He needs 9 more to pass Roger Maris, 8 more to tie him, but another great month with 9 home runs in the month of August for Aaron Judge.
All right, who you rounding out? Who is your final outfielder of the month?
My last outfielder for team of the month is Randy Arozarena. I think this is his first time on my team of the month, the Flippin' Bats Pod team of the month. He hit .327, 6 home runs, 23 RBIs, and again, an OPS just north of 1,000. Randy Arozarena, we all know the success he has in the playoffs, but you know what? It kind of feels like playoff time right now for the Rays. It's kind of, they're on the cusp of a wild card spot. Now the division is in reach, and when the games turn high leverage, Randy Arozarena turns into that dude. And he rounds out the outfield of Mookie Betts, Aaron Judge, and Randy Arozarena. That's pretty impressive.
And I would say you're right. Besides October and maybe like opening weekend, this is the most exciting time in baseball.
Love it. I love September.
In baseball.
You also mentioned it, but August is kind of like the dog days of summer, and
Yeah.
it's very difficult to perform super well in those days just because it's after the All-Star break, but before the season really gets into that tough stretch. You're tired. You're not, but these guys did it better than anybody else in the month of August, and we still have a few more.
You know someone who isn't tired? Who hasn't slowed down? Your DH, Shohei Ohtani.
In fact, Shohei Ohtani has not only not slowed down, he's heating up.
Yep.
Which feels like a great thing to do at this time of year, a great thing to do if you're vying for, let's say, an MVP award. 317 on the month at the plate, 8 home runs, 20 RBIs, an OPS, yes, north of 1,000, 1.040. And I don't know if you guys have heard, he also pitches, but we're not even going to talk about that here. He's doing this as a DH. So while he's also pitching every 5th or 6th day, he is going out hitting .317 with 8 home runs in the month of August. And my favorite player that doesn't have the last name of Verlander, and he winds up on this team of the month.
And he very easily could have been on the mound. So who do you got on the mound?
That's a great point. On the mound for my August team of the month, Zach Gallen. Unbelievable what he's doing right now. And he's not getting the notoriety that he deserves because, well, he plays for the Arizona Diamondbacks. But 5-0 in August, a 0.68 ERA, 44 strikeouts in 40 innings. And as of Sunday, which I know this doesn't count for the month of August, but he continued his scoreless streak. He is now at 41 1/3 consecutive innings without giving up a run, which is the 8th longest streak in the history of Major League Baseball. Ever. Period. That's all there is to it. 8th longest in history. What a month for Zach Gallen. He is my starting pitcher.
Now let's round out the team. I want to start dancing the moment I think about his name. Dun, 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 dun.
My closer on the team of the month is Edwin Diaz. Now, yes, we know what he does on the mound. 6 saves, 10 2/3, 16 strikeouts, only 1 earned run in all of August, and only 5 hits in the entire month. But I like him more. No, maybe that's not fair.
Okay.
I love what he does on the mound. But you just played it a little bit.
I didn't know how much I could do. I didn't want to get in trouble.
Though you're going to get in so much trouble after this. After we are done with this segment, they are going to really have a word with you. The walkout song, Narco, Blaster Jack, Timmy Trumpet, it is iconic. And the way he comes in out of the bullpen now, it's almost like, I've said this before, but Mariano Rivera, Enter Sandman, an obvious staple. But if he continues to be as dominant as he was in the month of August and as he has been all year, that walk-up song, the entrance song, is going to transform sports. And my challenge to you, you're playing it a little bit there.
Yep.
Have you ever played a trumpet?
You're bringing it out already. Okay, so I have not, but my husband's a musician, owns a music studio, and I did reach out to our sound engineer yesterday, asked if he had a trumpet, and honestly asked him if he could teach me to learn this
Wow.
song
So
in the next month.
And can you debut that on?
I mean, do you want like a progress report? I'm gonna try this
weekly,
week.
daily
progress report.
I want progress reports. Edwin Diaz rounds
Okay.
out my team of the month, not only from his dominance on the mound, but his dominant entrance as well, which is just becoming something really fun in Queens to watch. So that rounds out my team of the month. What a great August for these guys. But it is now time, as we've been doing for the last couple of months. This is my Flippin' Bats team of the month. It is time for my Flippin' Bats player of the month, and that is, drum roll please, Alex Bregman.
Oof.
What a month for this guy. 362, 7 home runs, 22 RBIs, an OPS of 1.133. He's also a good friend of mine, which obviously can play into it. Maybe he doesn't have to be your player of the month if you're not friends with him, but I am friends with him, and he also won the American League Player of the Month award. So the Astros needed him to get going. He's been having a good year, but this is Alex Bregman type numbers. This guy is a stud. Come October, he will be a force to be reckoned with. And in August, he was already a force to be reckoned with. And Alex, he is my player of the month. But now that you have joined us and are a permanent fixture here, I want you to start giving your Flippin' Bats Pod player of the month.
You ready for this?
Yes, let's get a drum roll for you as well. Drum roll,
Big
please.
shocker. Big shocker here. I don't know if you know him. Shohei Ohtani. The very last day of the month, he decides to make history with his 30th home run, making him the first player in the history of the game with 10-plus wins on the mound, 30-plus home runs. You can't even argue. How do you even argue against that?
Look at these.
How do you argue against a player who has done something that no one else in the history of the game has done before? I feel like I'm doing a lot of these with Shohei Ohtani. He deserves all of these.
I agree with you. There's no. I will never disagree with picking Shohei Ohtani. I would pick him every day if I could, and typically I do.
Yeah.
By the way, I do pick Shohei Ohtani every day. But we have these are his offensive numbers.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about what he did.
Oh, you forgot he's also, an ace on the mound.
He's also, and one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, probably a top 5 pitcher in the American League right now. So I'm a big fan. I think the people listening are going to be a big fan of this pick, and you can't really go wrong.
You can't.
So that's a great first pick, I think.
Thank you. Feel good about it.
Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.